What is going on, YouTube people? Today, surging sparks no longer surging. I noticed this the last couple of days that surging sparks booster boxes seem to be losing a little steam. I have both market movers, link in the description down below if you want to try out a couple week free trial and get 20% off a subscription to market movers. For those that are not familiar with market movers, it pulls eBay and a bunch of other auction houses and selling platforms sales data pulled up here. I also have TCG Player pulled up because sometimes this is kind of one of the weird things about Pokemon, but the TCG Player prices can vary drastically from eBay prices, and I think it's smart to kind of look at both, but they're actually pretty close together. Last sale on eBay is in the low 220s. Currently on TCG Player, they're sitting at about 230, so close enough. But one of the things you notice here on both graphs is obviously this thing's been insanely to the moon the last 90 days, but it kind of peaked around the 245, 250 mark. And then as you can see here, the last few days, it's kind of been falling back down again. And over on eBay, the same thing is present. You know, there was quite a few sales. We got 230, 230. There's a 240. We got an average day of 240. What each point here is the average sales price for the day. So this thing was flirting in the 240s, and now all of a sudden we're down to the 220s about a week later with it slightly trending down. Now this could all change tomorrow. Who knows? One of the things I noticed on TCG Player is the supply has been ticking back up again on the market. And you can also see one of the nice things about TCG Player, it does show you the volume per day, and that has kind of slowed down a little bit. Now, if we glance at singles prices real quick, because obviously that drives some demand, the bigger chase cards have stayed relatively flat, not a ton of transactions, but the EX Pikachu is still sitting around that $420 to $430 mark. The Latias is still sitting a little over 220 bucks, but once again, has basically kind of plateaued out here. And the Pikachu EX has come down a little bit from its crazy highs. That was all the way up to 200 bucks, is now down to 120 as that card got a little bit of a pump up. So what do I think is causing this slowdown? I think it's a combination of a couple different things. Prismatic is about to come out, and Journey Together pre-sales went up. My guess is money is shifting over to those products to chase the new shiny thing. There has also been a ton of rumors circulating about a Surging Sparks reprint coming, so you could have more people flushing inventory to market thinking, hey, I could sell now at 230, maybe it gets reprinted and I'll be able to buy back in at a slightly lower price, or they just want to move off their position before the reprint comes because they don't want to play the waiting game, they want to free up capital. Who knows? But remember, a lot of people are into these boxes for very good prices. If you got it near distro prices or pre-ordered early on, you're probably in the low hundreds. Even if you bought right when the set first came out, you might be in the 120s to 140s. You're still making $100 a box. A lot of people might be looking at that saying, you know what? I'm going to start taking some money out. And now, because of the two new sets coming and focus shifting attention to those, there's a little bit less money getting spent on Surging Sparks. So demand is lessening, causing the price to decrease as more and more inventory piles up. That's my guess on what's going on here. It got a little overhyped, and now it's cooling back off again slightly as more, I don't even know if necessarily more supply is hitting the market. I think it's more that demand is dropping and supply might be staying fairly consistent. So we'll see how this plays out over the next little bit here. If Sparks drops or it gets a reprint, I would buy right back in again. I would buy more. I currently have 8 boxes of this, 1 case, and 2 loose boxes. The case, I think I paid $600 for, and the 2 loose boxes I paid $120 for. So I am at an extremely low cost basis on this, and I think this is going to be a very popular set for a very, very long time. Now, Pokemon Center could say, hey, we're printing this bad boy into the ground. You like Surging Sparks? Well, you're going to get it. And that would have some short to medium term implications that it could affect the price. And if they overprint it too much, they've done it in the past. They haven't done it in a while, but they have done it in the past where they have killed sets with overprinting. I don't think I see that happening here. I think they're a smarter company now, but I think there is some short to medium term risk potentially of prices dropping a little bit. I don't think you're ever going to see these boxes for less than MSRP ever again. But I think there is a little bit of short-term risk. Just interesting to see prices kind of cooling ever so slightly on Sparks. Maybe it's a little hiccup. Maybe it is a trend of things to come. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.